If you're over 60 and engaging in any of these 5 daily habits, you could be unknowingly cutting 15 to 20 years off your life. Shockingly, 73% of people who die before age 85 share these same habits. Many doctors don't mention this, assuming it's just normal aging. However, the healthiest 90-year-olds I know avoid these specific mistakes. Today, I'll reveal the 5 deadly habits that are stealing years from your life and share simple changes to help you live vibrantly into your 90s. This isn't about genetics, it's about the choices you're making right now. You'll learn what separates those who thrive in their 80s and 90s from those who struggle or pass away earlier, including 5 habits backed by medical research that can shorten your life by decades. I'll also provide 3 simple at-home tests to assess your risk, 2 doctor-approved solutions that work in just 30 days, and 1 surprising habit change that could add 12 years to your life. Most excitingly, at the end, I'll share the single most powerful longevity secret that 95% of centenarians have in common. It's not what you expect, and you can start it today. Habit 1. The silent killer in your living room. Prolonged sitting. Meet Iris, a lively 68-year-old grandmother who walked 30 minutes daily, ate vegetables, took vitamins, and thought she was healthy. But after her walk, Sanders spent over 10 hours a day sitting, reading, watching TV, doing crafts, or talking on the phone. Despite her daily exercise, this habit was deadly. Research from the American Journal of Epidemiology shows that sitting for 8 or more hours daily increases mortality risk by 60% for those over 60. Sitting is now called the new smoking for seniors. Why is this worse after 60? Your metabolism slows by 2 to 3% annually, circulation becomes less efficient, and muscles atrophy faster when inactive. What's uncomfortable for a 40-year-old can be lethal for a 70-year-old. This is the exercise paradox. Even 30 to 60 minutes of daily exercise, like Iris's walk, doesn't offset the damage of prolonged sitting. It's like smoking a cigarette and expecting 1 breath of fresh air to save your lungs. Home test 1. Sit in the chair with arms crossed over your chest. Can you stand up 5 times without using your hands or momentum? If you struggle, prolonged sitting is already impacting your independence. Iris's prolonged sitting increased her risk of blood clots by 300%, disrupted insulin function, accelerating diabetes, and reduced brain blood flow by up to 20%, hastening cognitive decline. But Sandra transformed her life with the 50-10 rule. For every 50 minutes of sitting, move for 10 minutes. She used a standing desk for crosswords, did leg lifts during TV, and set hourly movement timers. Within 3 months, she could do the sit-to-stand test 10 times. Her energy soared, and her doctor noted improved circulation and blood sugar. Start today. Set a 50-minute timer, march in place during TV, do wall push-ups during commercials, or take calls standing. Comment below, how many hours do you sit daily? Awareness is the first step. Habit 2. The sleep myth that's aging you 3 times faster. Paul, 72, felt older and more tired than his energetic 85-year-old neighbor. He went to bed and woke up at consistent times, but slept only 5 to 6 hours, believing seniors need less sleep. This myth is deadly. Seniors need 7 to 9 hours of sleep, just like younger adults, because repair mechanisms slow with age. During deep sleep, the brain clears Alzheimer's-related proteins, the immune system recharges, and the heart repairs daily stress damage. Paul's short sleep increased his heart disease risk by 50%, stroke risk by 300%, and cognitive aging by 3 times, per Harvard Medical School research. Home test 2. Do you crash between 2 to 4 p.m. most days? If so, you're likely not getting enough quality sleep, even if you think you are. Cole's sleep was also poor quality, with frequent micro-awakenings preventing deep sleep. Over-the-counter sleep aids worsened this, suppressing vital deep sleep stages. Paul adopted the 3-2-1 rule. No large meals 3 hours before bed, no liquids 2 hours before, and no screens 1 hour before. He created a worry window, writing down concerns 15 minutes each evening and putting them away. He optimized his bedroom at 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, used blackout curtains, and addressed senior-specific sleep disruptors like medications and bathroom needs. Within 6 weeks, Paul slept 7 to 8 hours, his energy crashes vanished, his memory sharpened, and his blood pressure and blood sugar improved. Comment below, what's your biggest sleep challenge? Habit 3. The healthy foods that are poisoning you. John 74 ate whole wheat toast, jam, and orange juice for breakfast, believing it was healthy. But this meal caused inflammation, accelerating aging and disease. After 60, metabolism slows, insulin sensitivity drops, and carbohydrate tolerance decreases. John's toast spiked his blood sugar more than a candy bar, and his juice delivered fructose his liver couldn't handle. His low-fat yogurt, vegetable oils, and whole grain crackers added to the problem. Chronic inflammation caused joint pain, brain fog, fatigue, slow healing, and mood issues, hallmarks of heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and cancer. John's blood work showed inflammation markers indicating a biological age 15 years older than his actual age. He switched to a senior-specific Mediterranean approach: eggs with olive oil, spinach and avocado for breakfast, lighter, earlier dinners, and anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric and ginger. He swapped sugary yogurt for Greek yogurt, vegetable oils for olive or coconut oil, and crackers for nuts. He took high-quality omega-3s, vitamin D, and magnesium. Within 3 months, his joint pain dropped 80%, energy soared, sleep improved, and inflammation markers matched those of a 50-year-old. Comment below, what healthy food might be causing you inflammation? Habit 4. The loneliness trap that's as deadly as smoking. After Mary's husband passed away at 65, she slowly withdrew. She skipped dinners, book club, and calls with friends, shrinking her world to her home, grocery store, and doctor visits. She stayed busy with puzzles and gardening, but wasn't connected. Dr. Julianne Holt-Lundsted's research shows chronic loneliness is as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes daily, increasing premature death risk by 50%, dementia by 64%, and heart disease by 29%. Loneliness triggers inflammation, suppresses immunity, and elevates stress hormones, breaking down the brain. Home test 4. How many meaningful conversations do you have weekly? Fewer than 5 is risky. Fewer than 2 is a crisis. Seniors face unique isolation triggers: mobility issues, loss of friends, distant children, and technology barriers. Mary learned solitude is healthy, but loneliness, feeling disconnected, is toxic. She started the 1 new person per month challenge, volunteering at a literacy center, joining a senior hiking group, and mentoring at church. Intergenerational connections, like babysitting or community gardening, gave her purpose. She used video calls and online communities to stay connected. 2 years later, Mary's life is full, her health improved, and she feels valued. Comment below, how do you stay connected? Habit 5. The chronic stress that amplifies every health problem. Ada, 69, was a chronic warrior, planning for every scenario. Despite a comfortable retirement, her cortisol, blood pressure, and immune markers were dangerously high. Chronic low-level stress, not just major stressors, is deadly after 60. The stress response system struggles to shut off, keeping cortisol elevated, accelerating aging, suppressing immunity, and increasing inflammation. Ada's stress came from future-focused anxiety, health, finances, past regrets, caregiver duties, and loss of independence. This disrupted her sleep, triggered emotional eating, and increased loneliness. Ada distinguished between what she could control: habits, self-care, and influence, family choices, health outcomes. She practiced loving awareness and mindfulness, acknowledging worries without ruminating. The legacy perspective, focusing on how she wanted to be remembered, shifted her from fear to purpose. She joined a stress-sharing group, practiced senior-friendly yoga, meditation, and deep breathing, and recognized warning signs like insomnia or loss of appetite. Within 6 months, her cortisol and blood pressure normalized, and she radiated calm confidence. Comment below, what's your biggest source of stress? 2 years later, Iris, 70, leads hiking groups. Paul, 74, sleeps 8 hours and tests cognitively younger. Mary, 67, has a full social life. John 76 reverses inflammation and feels 20 years younger, and Ada 71 leads stress workshops. Breaking one habit improved the others. Sandra's movement helped her sleep. Carl's sleep reduced stress. Rita's connections boosted nutrition motivation. David's diet increased exercise energy. And Nancy's stress management improved everything. Harvard research shows avoiding these habits adds 12 to 15 years of vibrant life. The secret 95% of centenarians share: purposeful living. They engage in meaningful activities, stay connected, and focus on what they can control. Start today. Pick one small change from these stories. Week 1 brings more energy. Month 1 reduces inflammation. And by month 6, you'll feel stronger and clearer. Like this video if it opens your eyes, and share it to save lives. Subscribe and comment. Which habit hit closest to home? And what's one change you'll make today? Your story could inspire others. You have more healthy, vibrant years ahead than behind.